Well, hello there, how is everyone? I hope you're all well on this fabulous Friday. Yes, and this is video 2 of 2. What do you think to that? Yes, what a week. And like I say, this is video 2 of 2. Do you want to go down? Do you want to go up? I think she might want to go down. She'll want to go down, then she'll want to come up, or she'll eat the chair. Anyway, you're looking amazing. Have I told you recently? Should we get straight into the meat and potatoes? Yes, I think we should, because we're touching on a subject that is something that I get emailed about all the time. Something that I literally every day. I'll say every single day I'll get an email of some description around this topic. And that topic is whether the Idaho4 case is real. Is it real? Are there really any victims? Is Brian Kohberger actually an actor, a paid actor? Or is he working undercover? Is he someone who's working in deep cover to expose a cartel ring? You know what I mean. And look, so I'm going to put my stance on this, because hopefully it will mean that I don't get all of the emails continuing. They probably will, because not everyone will watch this video. But what I will say is I do not for 1 second believe that the Idaho4 case is not real. That it's some sort of, I don't know, experiment, social experiment to see how we react. And I'll tell you for why. Because there is enough crime, there is enough murder, there is enough real evil to obtain that kind of data that an experiment like this would be done in order to obtain. The world is fucked up enough as it is. There is so much crap going on that you could get all of the scientific data that you wanted just by living normally. Because without the fabrication of cases, without formulating some weird and wonderful plot to create this murder that, do you know what I mean? There's no benefit to it. There's absolutely no benefit to it. We already know that people are affected by films. When a science fiction film comes out, like Independence Day, for instance, for those of you who have seen the likes of Independence Day, there will be an uptick in people who all of a sudden start reporting sightings of UFOs. And look, I actually believe in the existence of UFOs, because I think it would be naive to think in the grandness of space that we are the only bunch of idiots floating around on our own little single solitary ball and living our lives. Yeah, I do believe there's more out there. But, like I say, we are affected by multiple things around us. So if people wanted to know how we would react to a crime of this nature, then just put reruns of films that play it, because it's likely going to be the same outcome. I do, however, understand why people have come to this conclusion. The absence of any single picture or any single video that would show the removal of the victims from 1122 King Road. And look, as macabre as that sounds, and I could turn around and say, look, why would anybody want to see that? The reality is we do see it in a multitude of cases. We've seen it over the years, and generally when there is a situation like this, somehow the press gets hold of it and it's seen. The public sees it, even if it's, you're not seeing the bodies themselves, but you're seeing the stretchers, you see in the back, you see it, and there's nothing in this. And when you pair that with the other stuff that's around it that's causing people to have questions, it all feeds into that. Furthermore, when you listen to the funerals of these victims, and there wasn't really any definitive answer. We didn't get to see anything. We didn't get to hear about anything, just that they happened in secrecy, and they were cremations. And that in itself, again, raises questions. We saw the same situation in the Kylie Rodney case. We know how people felt about that, how swift that was done, and we saw that there was a celebration of life, but very, very quickly, Kylie Rodney was indeed cremated after a few days. And you think, when you feel that there's an ongoing investigation happening and that hasn't been concluded, and there could be a potential that perhaps somebody needs to have another autopsy done, Stephen Smith, case in point, in his case surrounding the Murdoch family. You know, they've had to exhume his body years down the line to obtain another autopsy, which has potentially put a complete 180 on what happened to him, or certainly helped to get his family answers. But so people do get upset, they get angry, and they get confused in these situations. So I understand it fully. But the answer to the question, do I feel this was fabrication? No, I certainly don't. I do believe that somebody went into this property and they did indeed commit this crime. And there are indeed victims. And those victims have ripples, and they go out to their families, extended families and friends, so on and so forth. And that is a tragedy. And it's because of that tragedy, and it's because of the fact that I feel that this is such a real case, that I put so much effort into getting to the truth. I am not just willing to accept what I am being told, no matter how unpalatable that is. That's why I do videos near enough every single day based on this case, because I want people to remember it. I don't want it to disappear and for it to become an obscurity in the background where one day we just hear that it was concluded behind closed doors and this was the outcome, and we never know whether true justice was ever really obtained. I want people to be held accountable. I want the world to know. I want Moscow, Idaho to know the world is watching, and watching with a close eye. But yes, this channel does have to diversify more, and I do thank those of you who has remained patient as we have covered Brian Coburg, the Idaho4, every single day with over 300 videos talking about it. And, you know, I wish we didn't have to do it. I wish we didn't have to talk about it. But there are still questions that need to be answered. And yes, I'm not arrogant to think that people owe us things, that they owe us an explanation. But I think when it's a case of this nature, a case of this magnitude, and it shows how students are so, how can I say, that this can happen. This can really happen. There must be lessons to learn. I can't think that the only legacy of this is that corruption is something that can happen, and injustice is its legacy. I want to know that the proper channels were followed and the proper person got caught, and it acts as a deterrent because they are indeed put to death at the end of it. And that students and the like around it learn lessons too. That could this have been avoided? Is this something that indeed could have been avoided? Let me know down below as we now bow the week out, and I say enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have an amazing weekend. I may do videos, I may not. It depends what happens, what comes up, and if there's anything for us to talk about. The plan is to do a live on Sunday night, and that is bringing back the mental health lives. So keep your eyes open. If that's going to go ahead, which I hope it is, then I will put a thing out on the channel, so it, you know, a schedule, so you can see that it's coming. Eyes peeled. Love you and leave you, and I'll catch you all in the next one.